Hello YouTube, Simon here, back again with another video. Today we're looking at the Star Wars pinball from Arcade1up. We're having a look at the cabinet, which along with the Attack from Mars, which I reviewed recently, is Arcade1up's best work. They're beautifully built and constructed. This one came out in pristine condition from the box, unlike my Attack from Mars, which had a few blemishes. Check out my other video to see those. But here the artwork is superb. And the cinematic sounds that come from the two speakers are very, very impressive. The 24-inch screen is nicely recessed, which adds to the immersion. And the DMD is a great addition, which adds to the authenticity of the overall experience. The plunger works well and adds to the immersion. There's an accelerometer. I'm not a nudge player, but I've seen others have to apply a fair degree of force to impact the ball movement. One thing I'll say, it came together well, about 30 minutes or so to build, but the bolts on the legs were a little difficult and required a bit of extra force. All right, so looking at the screen is perfectly fine from my perspective. It's proportionate to the machine. I think both these machines are well proportioned. I think Arcade1up's on a winner there. This feature is probably the Achilles heel. You'll see some jaggies. It's a 1080p screen. Arcade1up's hardware can only pump out 720p, so they've had to compromise there, but the gameplay is smooth. In my view, it's perfectly acceptable, and I don't think it detracts from the overall experience. I look at it this way. 15 years ago, I would have watched Terminator 2 in 720p and thoroughly enjoyed it. If I watch it now in 4K, I'll thoroughly enjoy it, and I don't think a few extra pixels add any material difference. So we're just going through the games list now. You get 10 games on this machine, which I'll cycle through. So a good number of games. They're based on Pinball FX, which I'm not familiar with or have no experience with. I'll also show you some options here. You get a lot of options, so the game's very adjustable. So tick to Arcade1up for that. Now, in terms of the gameplay, spoiler alert, it's terrific. It's very smooth, runs at 60 frames per second. Unlike Attack from Mars, and if you see my review of that, you'll see how disappointed I was with Whitewater in particular, which was unplayable in my experience. Compared to that machine, I haven't noticed any lag or any frame drops in any of the games I've played here. Compared to Attack from Mars, these games are what you might describe as cartoony or computer gamey. So they are quite different from that aspect to the Attack from Mars, but I think that gives a nice contrast. So I think both machines complement each other well. I've been spending most of my time on the first couple of games, A New Hope and The Empire Strikes Back. Both are really fun, both have a good flow to them. The haptic feedback is really good and adds to the immersion. I've heard some say that that feedback could be stronger, and I can certainly see that. A shout out to Nostalgia for his video. Check it out. He's put up a pretty straightforward solenoid mod, which I think I might have a crack at some point in the near future. So I'll show you just a little bit of gameplay here. The DMD, I have to say, is perfectly fine as well. I agree the contrast could be better and it could be stretched out, but again, I think it's a great feature, and those limitations don't detract from the overall experience. All right, my final thoughts. There's some footage here of me playing the machine. I'm 6'3". It's pretty comfortable height for me for extended play sessions. Overall, and I'd give a shout out to Unqualified Critics, I agree with him. These products are basically greater than the sum of their parts. They provide a terrifically fun and immersive experience. If you're a Star Wars and pinball fan, this would be an unreserved recommendation. If you're only one of those, this machine is still highly recommended. All right, thank you all for watching. Appreciate that. Stay tuned for some more videos in the very near future. Cheers.